Johnny Dumbbell was good, fam. We in the building.
Man, we sure are, baby. It's been a hot week here in Pittsburgh, man. It was 94 today, 96 yesterday. It's been nuts.
Man.
Yeah, good
Johnny,
biking
I'm
weather
just so grateful to be
though.
here tonight, man. Just another opportunity to help these young men with their questions, because that's what we got tonight. It's Ask Your Favorite Uncles. So look, let me break this down for you real quick. Johnny and I want you guys to do better in all aspects of your life. Sometimes that's dating, sometimes that's fitness, sometimes that's with your diet, sometimes that's just simple motivation stuff. And we answer an array of questions for men of all ages, mostly young men, but come on, we know some of you are behind the curve here. So don't be shy asking your questions. Now, to that, we know that some of you are lacking in confidence. So Johnny and I allow you guys to ask these questions in the form of a DM. So honestly, we'd prefer that you call in. We'd prefer the interaction. There are other questions, follow-up questions we might have that we'd like to ask, but we will answer.
Yes, and don't forget, we're Generation X, so we're used to that old-fashioned telephone verbal communication stuff.
Absolutely. I dig it, especially with women. I'm just so good at the verbal communication with women, Johnny. All right, but back to the fellas. All right, nephews. So we're here to answer your questions. You can ask them in the chat. You can call in. We do have a number. I think, yep, I got the number up already. And we're going to get to some of these DMs that Johnny has. Johnny, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself before we get rocking? We got a lot of new people. We're up on some different platforms. I'm up on Facebook. I'm up on YouTube. I'm up on Rumble. We got your face or your YouTube live. So we got a lot of new people. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves tonight.
Well, like Billy said, I'm Johnny Dumbbell. I'm a personal trainer here in Pittsburgh, and I'm also a lifestyle coach. And I'm also a professional screw-up, which is the main reason why I'm even part of this show. See, I'm here to share my successes and mostly my failures that I've experienced in life and watched my friends experience as well when it comes to self-respect, self-confidence, self-improvement, women, relationships, personal growth. And by that, I mean physical, mental, and spiritual, emotional, whatever you want to call it. Here's the thing. Billy and I have been through it, and we're here to help you guys out because we know that there's that voice inside you that's telling you to do something, and it's usually for her. And it probably sounds stupid, reckless, foolishly expensive. And I'm just saying, if those thoughts are in your head right now, put them in the comments, shoot us a DM. Don't do them yet. Talk to one of us because one or both of us has probably done it and learned the hard way. In short, we're the screw-up uncles that everybody talks about, but you can learn volumes from.
That's right. Well said, Johnny. And for those of you watching, my name is William, and let me welcome you to my channel. It's called William the Conqueror, where I can show you how to conquer the hearts and minds of women the world over, but only if you have the ability to first conquer yourself. Now, Johnny, let's get right into the questions tonight.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm going to put on my comfy glasses tonight. I hate the way they look, but God, they feel great. So, let's see. Who do we have here? We have Cameron tonight. Cameron says, I don't understand the subject line, but it says too long of a talking stage, and he has a question mark there. So I just got to know, does anyone instantly lose interest when the other person wants to talk for weeks before planning a date? I've been on and off the apps for years, and at this point, if I'm hitting it off with someone, I'll ask if they want to plan a date, and if they want to come back, and they come back with something like, yeah, I'll be available the Saturday after next. I instantly lose any interest in messaging them, especially in my younger days of having people just want to essentially be pen pals, but never saying it. So, Cameron, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. In this situation, I would definitely have to say it's good that you're losing interest when you're starting to pick that out, because what that tells me is that you're just telling me, hey, they just want to talk for weeks. You're not telling me their words that they're giving you, which is great because you're not paying attention to that. Remember, inaction is action too. And if they're just kind of writing back and forth for whatever extended period of time, you're absolutely correct. You should be losing interest in them. In fact, by message 3 or 4, if there hasn't at least been the suggestion of a get together, I think that it's probably one or both of you is on the dating site either for the wrong reasons or doing it the wrong way. Bill?
let's talk about accountability, Johnny, shall we? Okay.
Sure.
He shouldn't be waiting for the woman to be receptive for a date. First of all, he needs to have a date already planned. And we suggest one of 4 simple dates. So, and just real quick, that's this time of year, it's great to take a woman to a duck pond and feed the ducks. As long as you're subscribed to Johnny Dumbbell's channel and you know exactly what to feed them. What was that, Johnny?
He makes it sound like my channel's about, hey, well, here's what you feed wildlife, at least in Pittsburgh and Youngstown. That is not what it's about, folks. But I will say, listen, ducks and, geese, they like nuts, grapes, stuff like that. Not bread. It's bad for them.
Something else that I like to do, hiking dates. Right now, good time to go on ice cream dates. Take the woman to get an ice cream cone somewhere. I actually had some ice cream yesterday that a woman paid for. Shout out to her. And then there's, one of my favorite things to do, Johnny, is meet a woman for a drink. Hey, let's go have drinks at this place at this time. And she's either with it or she's not.
Yeah.
So, sir, you need to work on you first. You need to work on your plan for a date. You need to have a plan for a date when you step to a woman. I would go as far as to say is you need to have a plan for every woman you allow into your life as well. So if you are spending your time, which in my opinion is the most valuable resource you have, if you are spending your time, you should not be doing that idly. You shouldn't be wasting it. So your communications with her are important. You should be leading the interaction. She should be looking forward to this. And at least you're self-aware enough to know that there's a problem, that the talking stage is too long. But I need you to connect the dots and take that a step further, that you are the problem, why the talking stage is too long. So back to what I was saying about accountability. We need you to take some accountability for this yourself. Now, it's a good thing you got 2 uncles here, nephew, that are going to tell you exactly what to do and how to move this forward. We're here to save the day. Shout out to us. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is stop beating around the bush, and it might already be too late. So if she's into you, she will agree to go, but here's what you have to understand. When you first meet a woman, you're not automatically a priority in her life. Her cat is more of a priority than you. Her friends are more of a priority than you. Her family is more of a priority to you. And the things that she wanted to do next weekend are also more of a priority than you. So if you're coming with this really boring, hey, what do you want to do? My gosh, she already has plans. It's on you to offer a date that's going to intrigue her, excite her. And really, you should be giving her a reason to go out with you every single time you're communicating with her. So I understand why you lose interest, but I need you to understand that you ultimately are the reason you're losing interest. Because,
yeah,
women,
I mean,
I'm sorry, Johnny. I know.
No, you're good. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I don't even think there's anything wrong with him losing interest. My issue here is that you're not losing interest soon enough. And so, yeah, I mean, I think that by the time, and I'll even give you I'll give you a couple of grace messages, because it seems like you're kind of finally kind of grasping the concept. So I'll say for you, Cameron, we'll do it within the first 6 messages. But by the end of that, Bill has the perfect setup for how the 2 of you can get together and meet for the first time. Bill, everybody, if you know the words, sing along.
It's really simple. It goes you, period, me, period, a drink, period. Let's make this happen. And here's the thing now, and shout out to Mr. Lucario. No response is a response. If
Absolutely.
you offer a drink to the woman and she is not excited, happy to go, interested in going, if you're getting things like, I'll think about it, maybe, we'll see, you should be saying goodbye.
Or my favorite, let me see what's going on.
All right. So look, I understand
that translates into, let me make sure that I can find something better to do than that. And if not, I'll call you.
Well, here's the thing. If he was working on himself, there would not be anything more exciting than him. So the fact that she doesn't want to spend her time with you says all you need to know. Man, she's probably, and look,
I feel like he's on the right track, though. That's why I'm just saying I think he needs to be more direct, way more direct.
You're absolutely right. He needs to be more direct, more assertive. But here's the thing. She might have been initially attracted to him, and he's beating around the bush, and he's doing things to show that he's not the guy. So now she's keeping him around for validation, for someone to talk to, for someone to vent to.
Yeah.
So at that point, once you realize that there is a loss of interest, you need to cut ties.
Definitely. Yep. Yeah.
What else?
Yeah. I mean, that's that. And that's just it. You know, we got to be more direct. And the reason I say that is by being more direct, you're going to get the answer to the correct question right away. Is she interested? Is she not interested? Does a person who's interested in meeting with me continue being a pen pal? Or does this person start wondering why I haven't asked, you know, to meet him, you know, for drinks?
Hey, and if we're wrong, let us know down in the comments.
Hey, I've been wrong before. Ask any one of my exes.
All right, Johnny, we got another question tonight?
We do. We got a couple of them. So I'm going to save a doozy for the end. God, do people say that anymore? I sounded so old saying that, didn't I?
Yeah, you really do.
Man, I'm going to go pop a Werther's real quick. Now,
bro, I'm gonna crash out. You say that again. No, I'm like a retired crash out. Like I used to crash out for real, man. All right, let's get going, man. Back to the question. This ain't about me. This is about us helping them.
So Trey is our friend here, and he messaged us with this is a tough one. Now for me, I don't think it's a tough one. For you, it's not going to be a tough one. For Trey, dear God, this is going to be a tough one. The subject line says it all. She wants a break.
Oh, come on, nephew.
Hit it.
Really?
So he says,
which one he should get for that one is she wants a break from you. All right, no.
Precisely.
Let's keep going.
Now, and before I read this, let me just underline that I do understand that mental health is a huge issue, and you know that's a big hot button issue in our country. But I also understand that I've personally witnessed people using it as an excuse when it was necessarily not as well. So bear that in mind as I read this. But here it is word for word. He says, my girlfriend wants a break to work on her mental health, and she says she's in a dark place and needs time on her own to feel capable again to do CBT, and that we should take a break for the summer and go no contact. I know her, and she's not the kind of person that would say that when she wants to go have fun with other people and not feel guilty about it. She's always had my back and been loyal. I tried to contradict this and tried to convince her otherwise, but I don't know what else to do. Do I confront her more and ask for a more clear answer to convince her to let me stay by her side because I don't want her to suffer without me? Do I honor the break she wants and wait for her to get better and text me back? I'm not laughing. Or do I tell her I can't wait for her and say that this would be the break up? I'm literally so confused and conflicted, and I've been listening to Radiohead for the last 2 days back to back, and it's killing me. Lord God, stay away from Radiohead for right now, my friend. I love them too, but avoid Coldplay as well, okay? That is not good. That is post-relationship Valium. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that, Trey. Jesus Jones, man. Listen, there is hope for you, but I got to tell you, it dwindled a little bit when I saw it. And listen, it's not because I don't love Radiohead. I do. That's not something for you to be listening to right now, my man. Number one, first and foremost, take yourself out of that negative environment and put yourself in one that is typically positive for you, independent of her presence. And when you've done that, I want you to listen to this message tomorrow, as it will be posted on both of our pages. Absorb its message again and get back to us. Because what needs to happen here is you need to take yourself and put yourself, like I said, towards that positive place. She is not going to come walking back to you and take you by the hand to it, especially not if she doesn't plan on getting back with you. And I got to tell you, when you hear the words time, when you hear the words space, especially when you're 20 years old, my friend, this is not the stage in your life for you to commit every ounce of energy you've ever had towards someone who, at very, very best, well, I don't want to say best, but is either being truthful and really truly needs to do this personal growth on her own, or is not being truthful and is using that as an excuse, which is even worse when it comes to her level of interest in you. In either situation, this looks like a long-term split that you may as well consider permanent. But you are not going to get past this. You are going to sit there and dwell on it. You're going to, you might even buy a quart of Haagen-Dazs and sit there and eat it and cry while you watch Varsity Blues. I don't know, whatever it is you do. But you are never going to get past this if you continue to dwell on your emotions and not your sense of need for self-improvement, I guess. We're going to have to get you to get up off the couch because I know you're probably either sitting there or watching us, in the bathroom, which, hey, whatever, that's your business. But you're going to need to pick yourself up, put yourself together, and move forward working on you, because you would be surprised how many different ladies out there will notice, not because you're talking to them, but because you're working on you. You're doing nice things for yourself by planning ahead, by giving yourself time to do the things that you love to do, doing the things that you need to do. And not letting anybody interrupt that rhythm, because once you've come into that procedure, once you've made that your daily regime, guess what, Trey? Now you got a program. And now that's something for somebody else to fit if you deem them worthy. That's called making choices for yourself and for your future. You got to do it.
All right, Johnny. Angie says hot girl summer. What do you
Yeah.
You're leaning towards hot girl summer?
Listen, hey, that's kind of where I'm leaning to.
Well, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Here's the thing. She doesn't want to be with you. The why doesn't matter.
Right.
Okay. What you need to do is focus on you, not focus on her. Release her back into the wild. That woman will be just fine on her own. And if you do it with respect, if you do it with dignity, you can do something called leaving a candle in the window. If there's mutual respect there, when the time comes, she might choose to spin the block and revisit things. Now, Johnny and I do not believe in recycling women. We think if things don't work out, it didn't work out for a reason, and your energy is better spent finding someone that you're more compatible with.
And who wants to know how we know that?
However, I would say just move on. You don't, the why doesn't matter. Well, if she's having mental health problems, if she has another boyfriend, just your time with her is at an end.
Yeah.
Go your separate ways. And look, this is what Angie's saying too. He needs to go.
Yeah.
He needs to go. Bro.
The thing of it is, he might as well. She's already gone.
Yeah. She's probably checked out mentally and he just don't know it.
This is akin to him waking up in the hotel room after spending what he thought was a night with her, but he doesn't know what time she left. He just knows he woke up in the bed alone. You're in this relationship alone, dude. She's gone.
Yep. So look, if you need some tips and tricks and things to help you get over this relationship, write us back. You can DM me, you can DM Johnny. We'll tell you what to do. What works best for me, I'll tell you from my own experience, is approaching my life with appreciation and gratitude and just being grateful for the things that I already do have. So what else you got for him, Johnny? What do you think he needs to do?
Yeah, just that. You're hanging all your hopes on one young lady, and you are a very young man with a very, very long future ahead of you. At least I'm hoping. I think that this is a good lesson for you to learn in your life, whether she's being truthful or not. And look, I don't know her. I can't pass judgment on that. But the point of the matter is that no matter whether she's being truthful or not, it doesn't matter. The point is she has told you what she wants, and more importantly, what she doesn't want. And unfortunately, my friend, that's you. And that's a tough one to swallow. I know it is. We've all had to deal with that at some point or another, or several points in our lives. So look, this is the kind of thing where I know what you're feeling. I know what the noble thing to do is to hold on to your true love. My brother, she's trying to cut that rope. You're climbing, she's cutting, brother. You ever seen The Princess Bride? You know, when they cut that's what's happening. And there's really no other reason to continue, pursuing this, man, especially as young as you are, man. It's summertime, dude. Go have some fun.
Okay, check this out. You, sir, are at a crossroads. You can conduct yourself like a man, how a man breaks up with a woman, or you can conduct yourself like a little bitch. You could go whining and
Algorithm, William, algorithm.
and telling her about your feelings and what you do different, or you could man up and walk away with some self-respect and your dignity intact. That's what I think you should do. I need you to understand that this is a tough love channel, and we're not always going to tell you the warm, cozy, feel-good thing to do, because we'd like to see your nuts actually drop and you start making decisions like a man. You're 20 years old.
But we don't need a video of it, though.
Cut her loose. Don't worry about what she's doing, where she's going. Wish her blessings on her journey. Best of luck in her endeavors. And
yeah, don't worry about somebody who's not worrying about you, man.
Focus on you. And if you need to know how to do that, Johnny and I'll give you some tips, because at 20 years old, you don't even know yourself yet. You don't even know the things that you like, you dislike. I'm sure you haven't spent enough time alone. You probably have a bunch of friends that are kind of punks and they're misleading you because, let's face it, their dads probably weren't around. So at 20 years old, you are at a crossroad right now. You can handle this breakup like a man, or you can handle it like a boy. That decision is on you, sir.
As far as the friends thing, though, I have to question that, because I'm curious as to where this guy's support system is if he's putting all of this energy into pursuing this relationship. See, guys, here's the problem. When you get too hung up on a woman, whether she's into you or not, doesn't even matter at that point. If you are so invested and so wrapped around that, your friendships are going to suffer. Now, most of the time, your boys will always welcome you back with open arms, whether it's a single night that you were allowed out or you got broken up with and now this is going to be your lifestyle. Guys, I've seen guys from both ends of the spectrum on that one. But I mean, this is where you've got to make sure that you maintain those friendships, maintain those close relationships with your boys, because, granted, they're probably going to be there when you fall from that height anyway, if they're still there. But don't make them have to catch you from that far up. You know what I'm saying? Touch base with them as much as you can. Have that night where you guys go out, and I don't care whether you have beers, coffee, diet freaking Coke. I don't care what it is. But I mean, make sure that you maintain that kind of, I guess nowadays we would call it brohood. But it's important, man. It really is.
Well, I would like to see him with a little bit better of a support system, because he should have other people in his life that are giving him a little more solid advice.
Yeah.
But like we said, you could choose to handle this like a man, or you could choose to handle it like a boy. That's up to you. Holding on to her is only going to cause more problems, more resentment, and she's going to kind of look at you like you're toxic too if you can't let go. Did it say how long they've been together?
I mean, and that's if she's not throwing it around incorrectly, which a lot of people do as well. So I mean, this is not really necessarily to protect yourself from other people's perceptions, but it is to preserve your apparent integrity. And that's what this is going to be, because that's what it does boil down to. The more you kind of try to chase this girl from your knees, I think not only the farther behind you're going to fall, but the less respect you're going to have when you get back up from her.
Well, we've talked about this too, the law of attraction. You go running behind a woman and chasing her.
And her running from you is not attraction, my friend.
Well, then the whole mindset shifts. So I don't know. I think running behind her, and he's probably already been doing it. If she's the one saying, look, we need to end this, I need space, my mental health isn't right. I got to be honest with you. She's probably trying to save your feelings. She doesn't want to hurt your feelings because you're probably too emotional, and she doesn't know what you're going to do if she were to just tell you the truth. So she's trying to assume some of the blame without taking too much accountability, because, hey, let's face it, they're women. They'll take some accountability, but not all of it. So
and especially in those situations, I mean, it's always going to be something you did, my friend. And I mean, in this situation, it's not But again, if you, like Bill's saying, if you continue to pursue this, it's going to become such.
Yeah.
You're already on the path to it because you're already, you're saying trying to convince. And I just want you to know that seasoned veterans in heartbreak, like Bill and myself, we know that means that you've been calling, begging, and sweating, and leaving voicemails, wishing she would answer. So, I mean, and if I'm wrong, and my God, I hope I am, then great. But that is kind of what it sounds like to me. And you can't do that. That's got to be over with. That's some high school stuff, dude, and it shouldn't have even happened then.
I'm going to give you one further piece of advice that no one else is going to tell you. You're 20 years old. You're a little bit behind your peers.
Yeah.
And you are lacking in basic manhood skills. I really think you should consider getting into the military. They will make a man out of you. I'm telling you, sir, join the army and it'll change your life.
Yeah, I mean, if some people, especially if you're craving structure, which I think most of us do to at least some degree, and when you're young, it's a good time to learn it. I wish I would have learned structure when I was your age because I didn't. I should have gone. I actually should have. I wish I would have gone to the Marine Corps. I really wish I had, because the choice I made was to go to college, and that was a bad choice. That was disastrous. But yeah, that would be very good for you, I think. Trade.
All right. You got one more for us today, Johnny?
I do. Let's see what we got here. We have now this one. This one's special. This one is special. This one is actually, believe it or not, from a lady. I've got a little bit of advice for her, but I've got a lot of advice for the guy she's describing here. And that's the only reason that I'm actually bringing this on here, because she actually does go into some detail as far as the behaviors that you and I talk about. And I think this is kind of a very, it's a bit lengthy, but it's poignant. And I like the way it's put. So she says, I have been with my boyfriend for around 9 months now. We'll call him Mike because, everybody's name's Mike. He's a great guy and we get along great. But my God, he is very clingy. He's getting worse too, which I kind of don't get, because we are past that honeymoon stage in her mind. We work together, but in different departments. He wants to spend every lunch break together. I used to go for lunch once a week with a female colleague, and he would be so miserable when I did that. She stopped asking me for a while, so I asked her the other day if she wanted to go for lunch, as we hadn't been for a while. Her response was, the only reason I haven't asked you is because I felt Mike was in a mood and I felt like crap about it. That really got me annoyed, and I felt sorry for her. Now, because this is a little lengthy, do you think maybe we take a time out on this part so far?
Well,
I could keep going.
Here's the thing, Johnny. I kind of don't need you to keep going. I already know where this is gonna go.
Yeah.
So no, let's take a time out right here and talk about a few things that I don't really like. How needy and emotional this guy needs. It's like he needs that reassurance. I mean, caring about what women do. Okay, like if I was dating someone at work and she wanted to go to lunch with someone else, I'd probably be like, okay, well, bring me back something. Or really, I shouldn't even have to tell her to do that. She should be doing that all on her own. Like, hey,
and then you don't have to clock out until she's back with the food.
What can I get you? Also, when you're constantly around your woman, your presence isn't that much of a gift to her. So you have to learn at times on how to tell women, no, you can't go see her every time she wants to see you. This guy has made himself way too easily accessible to her, to where he is so emotionally invested that he has moved off his square when she really just might want some alone time. Or let's just take that a step further. Maybe she wants to enjoy her break and not have to validate him during her lunch. Because here's the thing, it's all, All right. You know, one of the things I said I was going to do is try to clean up how I talk for the algorithm for 2025. And let me tell you, everybody wants to be a man until it's time to be one. So I'm not going to say what I want to. I'm going to think of a different way to rephrase this.
YouTube only gives us so many swear words per episode.
Okay. You, sir, are being more emotional than the woman is. And because women are so in tune with their emotions, she can tell when you're exuding feminine energy. How's that, Johnny?
Yeah.
He's being a bitch.
And I got to be honest with you, I'm kind of reading through, I'm skimming through the rest of these paragraphs, and really, there's just so many examples. I got to tell you, they're kind of cringeworthy, and I don't even use that word. I don't even say cringeworthy, and these are cringeworthy.
Women don't forget things, and this she literally wrote it down.
Dude, it's. I mean, I told you, this is like, it's not like exact detail. It doesn't seem. It's not like she was telling me what she was wearing when this happened, but I mean, this is pretty specific.
Well, and I'm guessing they all center around his insecurities.
Yeah.
So I would tell her the same thing we told the last young man that wrote in, that she needs to cut ties with him. That she needs to move forward. And it's even more difficult because they're coworkers. So like there's things that they may have shared that, you know, you have to do it respectfully, or her only other move is to go to HR and get rid of this dude. I'm telling you, it could go that way too. If he gets needy and creepy and he's like always hovering around her, yeah, that could go really bad for you, my guy.
Yeah, there's actually a paragraph about that you just mentioned.
Oh, imagine that. You know what? Let me just shut up, Johnny. Go ahead and keep reading.
All right. So that paragraph, that paragraph, I kid you not, she says, just as you said that, I saw it. She says, when we are together, he follows me everywhere. If I go for a shower, he will sit in the bedroom waiting. I guess the bathroom's attached to the bedroom is what I guess she's saying. When I'm drying my hair, he'll sit on the end of the bed watching. I mean,
God forbid a guy love his woman.
Well, yeah, but when she wants to go to pick up something from the convenience store, this dude's hopping in the passenger seat of the car to go with her.
Look, I'm okay.
I'm not making that up. She actually wrote that right after that.
All right, check this out. This dude has so much feminine behavior. I don't think he knows how men are supposed to move. Because
I think it's beyond that.
Listen, the kind of things that he is doing, Johnny, those are the kind of experiences I have with women. Some of these women look at me like they have heart eye emojis, you know, and they'll just whatever it is, like the shower, they're right there, or you know, like I used to have one, like she would want me in the bathroom with her when she got a shower. She just always wanted me to be by her. It was great. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if she invites you to join her, that's one thing. But I mean, this sounds to me more like
absolutely, I will come into the bathroom with you when you shower.
Yeah, I mean, but in this case, this is you know, you're just waiting to talk.
Well, like I said, he's exuding the feminine energy, and she's picking up on that. So I can already.
Well, yeah, and I mean that's just it. She knows that he's a nice guy, and that's the thing. He's a nice guy, which is great. But again, two things that she's seeing now, like you said, he's showing a weaker energy, and number two, that says to her that remember we are still primates. We still have instinctual, you know, feelings and behaviors. And if she doesn't feel like he would be capable of protecting her if push came to shove, no, she's not going to feel that biological attraction to him. And that's exactly what she's describing. You know, this is a situation in which we are literally reading the progression of this woman just going from in love to ick love with this guy. And I mean, look, this thing is landsliding on him. And here's the thing. I think that by his behavior, he knows it. Because he thinks, like a lot of young men think, if he love bombs her, you know, maybe she's pulling away because she just doesn't know how much he really loves her. So now he's going to pour it on and pour it on. It just seems like with every paragraph, it seems to be intensifying too. So it seems like she's going chronologically here as well. So yeah, I mean, what he's doing, it sounds like he's love bombing, and it sounds like what he's trying to do is, you know, try to love her back into her heart or somehow. Or whatever it happens to be. but I got to tell you, he's diving headfirst into a real shallow pool.
Well, look, I can relate. I really can, because I've had some great relationships, Johnny, and you know who's messed them up?
Oh
Me.
yeah,
I'm the one who
absolutely.
messed them up. So I get that. Now, and it's heartbreaking. Brother, I've been there. When you have
Dude.
a woman that looks at you with so much love and emotion, and then you notice that she doesn't look at you like that anymore. Or maybe she had a little name for you, she doesn't call you anymore.
Yeah.
There are certain indicators that she's lost respect. You're probably not going to get that back. And all you're going to do is torture yourself, because you're not going to fix it by love bombing her.
You're going to sever that tie even further. Right now, it's torn. You're about to sever it completely.
So my advice to her would be, yeah, absolutely move on. Like, I think she's too entangled with him. They probably live together. They're probably cohabitating. If he's sitting there in the at the bed,
yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah,
and she never gets away from him. At some point, since they're working together, they probably moved in together to save money. So now she's got a real mess on her hands. She's got a emotionally needy adult male who's worried about her every move, that is at her place of employment. Really, this dude's just a few bad text message away from stalking her.
and look, like I tell people all the time, I'm a recovering simp, and as a young man, I can remember doing some of these, not all of these things, but some of these things. And I know what this young man is feeling. I understand what this young man is feeling. And I know that what we're trying to tell him sounds in his mind right now counterintuitive. Here's the Italian in me. You see that? Counterintuitive. And it's really not, man. You know, the thing of it is that you're going to have to. It's and before you start going on with that whole, oh, girls only want guys that don't care about them. No, that is not true whatsoever. They want men who respect themselves, because that's where it begins. If you do not respect yourself, you shouldn't dare respect. You shouldn't dare expect someone else to do that for you. It doesn't work that way, man. People don't respect somebody who hasn't developed that respect for themselves first. There's no foundation without that.
So she's got herself in a little bit of mess here. And I've seen a lot of women do that. So
yeah, it's, and I mean, if you're asking for our approval as to whether or not you made the decision to break up with him, yeah, sure, absolutely. You know, I think that's going to be in your best interest. And if he is smart enough to learn after this experience, which, let's face it, as young men, we don't typically learn the first, second, third time. Hopefully he learns from it, moves on, instead of grows up in bitter, just believing that all of you girls are bad, right? You know, again, we play our games, you play yours, but the fact of the matter is that he hasn't given you a reason to continue playing. He hasn't given you your biological attraction to him a chance to cultivate. As a matter of fact, he made it deviate, and he continues to do so. I don't see an end in sight, and especially because he probably senses you're on your way out. I think right now it's a subconscious, you know, sensory for him. But I think it's going to become clearer and clearer, and I think that's why the love bombing, at least in part, might be happening right now. The other thing too is, the funny thing is, no matter how he senses it now, the day you break it off, I guarantee you, he is going to think this is out of the blue. He is going to think this happened just all of a sudden. He is going to think you made that decision last night, so be prepared for that one. But the thing that I would tell him is, my brother, this is not a snap decision. This is not, you know, she drank her milk this morning and decided, oh wow, yeah, let's get rid of him. No, what's happening here is this has been on her mind for weeks, months, probably. And in this case, absolutely for months.
It's been on her mind for months, Johnny. We didn't even get
at least
the email. That
I mean,
building and growing and festering inside that woman.
Man,
you know, John, I love how you talk about how you're a recovering simp, because I'm a recovering 304. So my advice to her would be, go out and find somebody who's an actual man who you don't have to emotionally validate every single day of your life. You'll have,
Yep.
it'll be refreshing for you to have an actual man in your life.
Rather than exhausting to have,
An
I
adult
hate this
male.
word, but I'm going to say it, man child. I think it gets thrown around too much, but I think it applies here.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got tonight, isn't it, Johnny?
That's it, my brother. We hopefully helped a few of you guys out there live. And if you've seen this, yeah, if you're seeing us, on one of our pages in the middle of the day, wherever you happen to be, remember you can see us live every Monday and Thursday night at 9:35 Eastern time. Make sure that you bring a little bit of open-mindedness and willingness to learn, because we're here to teach and we're here to let you know you don't have to live the kinds of lives that we did based on our screw ups if you just listen to why you might not want to do what we've probably already done.
All right, nephew. So ask your questions for next week. I got to be honest with you guys. Johnny and I were talking earlier. We might not do a Bumble show this week. We might come back in 1 week with another Ask Your Favorite Uncles. So get Johnny your questions. You can write us on Facebook. You can write us on IG. Links are in the bio. And do us a favor. And when the shorts come up, like the shorts, share the shorts. We put a lot of time and effort into the shorts because we want those to reach as many of you as possible.
That's right, young men. And don't forget, 7 days without your uncles will surely make 1 week.
All right. Thanks for watching, nephews. We out.